Hey everybody, it's Ryan. Welcome back to How Farms Work. Good morning everybody. We are about to head over to the farm. We are going to load up the gator with a bunch of fencing supplies and we are going to start checking fence. This is one of the latest years that we've really checked fence. This spring has been very cold, very wet, and it's just been all around pretty miserable. The weather has not cooperated that much. We've had maybe 7 days of good, nice weather, but the whole time it's really been very, very muddy. So today it is pretty cold out. The wind is blowing like crazy, but since we had a bit of rain a couple days ago, it got real cold, it froze, so we can actually get out through the pasture to start checking some fences. So let's head over to the farm, load up the gator. There's a couple pastures that we really need to check sooner than later, because the sooner that I can get my cows out to pasture, the better. But with this weather, who knows when that'll be. But first, we want to do the Klein pasture. That's where my cows will initially be going. And we also need to do the big pasture out here. We're going to delay putting the cows out into the big pasture because I like to make the hay off the hillsides over there. It's roughly about 15 or so acres worth of grass and feed that helps get me through the winter. So we always like to take a cutting off that and then letting the cows out, and then on top of it the grass is always growing back there throughout the summer, and that's where they usually like to stay around and eat. So when June comes around, we'll be doing that, and then we'll let the cows out to there. We also need to go down around the pastures down at Travis's place. Travis has actually Travis's farm down there is the biggest farm that we have crop wise and pasture wise, so it's always a real joy going around and checking the fence down there because there's just so much of it. But the pasture goes from the buildings out back to the back side of the farm and pretty much wraps around it and then comes back to the house again. So I don't know how many miles worth of fence lines we've got to check, but I'm just thankful that we've got a UTV nowadays, and it's got a glass cab on it, so it at least breaks the wind while we're riding around. All right, Rocket, you ready? You ready, buddy? Time to run off that winter fat. Let's go. So while we're out in the Klein pasture, I'm going to try to get some footage of the large sinkhole that's out there. There's at least one of them. There might be two. And I haven't gotten a lot of footage of them in the past. I've tried taking a couple pictures of them, but I haven't really gotten a good sense of scale for you guys on how large they are. So we're going to go out, try to find them again, see if I can't find that other one while we're out there, get some footage of that. And those sinkholes are remnants back from the mining days. So that pasture out there was one of the sites that gets a lot of sinkholes because of all of the mining that had gone on back in the day. Kind of similar down at Travis's place. The difference between out there and Travis's is that we actually have a map somewhere of all of the mine shafts and everything. Then it shows how it goes up into the hillside, which is kind of neat. Haven't seen that map for a while. If I ever see it again, I'll be sure to take a picture and show it with you guys. So, oh heck yeah.
Have the other one? Thank you. Here you go. Thanks for visiting. You're so nice. I love your dog.
Thanks.
Problem is, I'm not seeing the one we need.
But you still have the classic option.
Yeah. I'll make a man out of you by the end of the day.
We had to go up to Gassers and get a new chain for the chainsaw. Travis had originally bought one for it, but one of the dimensions was wrong and it didn't work. It was off by like 1 as far as like the thickness goes. We needed a 2 and the one he bought was a 3, so he threw on the old chain just to get us by today, but the chain is pretty much, it's just shot. So we went up and got 2 new chains. Definitely not going to be one of the more enjoyable years fixing fence. A, because of the temperature, but also B, because of all those windstorms that we had last fall. I'm afraid to see how many trees fell on the fence back in the woods.
It's all the good stuff
It's
too.
probably the stuff from up at Burton.
Oh. Well, the reason I'm looking at it is because it's got the smaller, the easier to handle rolls, you know. So see what Uncle Bill wants. Oh, sorry.
Ow.
What's up, girls?
Look who showed up just in time. Get some work done. Let's go.
Jack some fence.
Oh,
No,
Perfect timing. Yeah.
Jack, you're
Yeah.
right.
Gonna come over at a better time.
Yep.
Well, you don't fit in here as well as you used to. Yeah. I always like to explain to people that the Klein pasture out here is the true definition of karst topography. It's just saturated with sinkholes all over, and it's very uneven terrain. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure this ground would be, you know, some of it would actually be pretty decent crop ground if you actually bulldozed it out and filled in some of those ditches and the sinkholes, because we have random mounds of rocks that are left over from when the mining age was here. So now they're just like mounds of dirt. It's been so long. Rocket's walking on one right now. There's 2 sinkholes right in the fence row. That's real fun. Last fall I went along and cut everything on the other side of the fence here with permission. It really helped because there was a lot of trees coming up in this. Yep, could use a stapler too, but other than that, she's cherry. Jeez. Well, I could step over that. Well, it's technically the neighbor's post, so. So I'm just about done checking this fence line between the big pasture and the Klein pasture. Travis started walking the north to south fence between the neighbors that's in the woods that's usually pretty bad. And he called and said that there's 3 trees that fell onto each other like dominoes, and he said that there's a good possibility he might not have enough gas for the chainsaw to cut them. So we didn't pack any chainsaw gas because usually it tends to spill when we have it in the back of the gator, so might have to run back. I don't know. We're gonna go down and try to find Travis. I'm just finishing up checking this fence here. It looks good. I just patched like 3 spots coming down this hillside. I mowed all this with the JCB last summer. This used to be solid brush. See him anywhere? Oh no, it's starting to rain. I think that's where things went down, was right there. Let's grab the post pounder and a few stakes.
You know,
Well, that's
it'd be help if you'd help every once in a while instead of just sitting and watching. It's so old after a while. Hey, don't look away from me. I'm being serious. All you do is sit and mess around. Don't give us any real help. Take that back to the gator, would you? Come here, take it. Take it. Connecting it to the stake. I did what I could with the wire panel. Could you imagine, like way back in the day, having woven wire around these big pastures like this and just setting hogs loose?
Nope.
Sheep loose, goats. I don't know
Maybe if
you
it was
keep
brand new
goats in.
fence. I don't want to speak too soon, but so far everything's been not real bad. We did have that one disaster area over there, which took us about half an hour, 45 minutes to clean up. By the time you factor in or factor out the time that it took to get all the materials down to the fence, that's an area that I need to hit it with the brush more. But we've got pretty much this whole farm done. We just need to do what's along the field and the pasture, which is usually pretty bad. The big thing is that there's a spot where the fence cuts across down through the woods, and it's like a gully, so the trees tend to fall down into there. That's usually pretty bad, but if we can make this run, walk along and make sure that the fence is good, this farm is going to be done, and then that just leaves Travis's place, which is usually at least a 2-day job.
How's that look?
Well, believe it or not, the fence isn't terrible.
It's like a morning after Taco Tuesday.
What's that?
Fence is all blown out.
She's like scared. She's like so scared. She's got her paws up on the thing. Right down here?
Take left.
Right here?
Yeah, go over there.
Over there?
All right, so at one point, I promised one of our viewers, or all of you, that I would try to find the sinkholes out in the pasture. And I haven't been able to relocate the second big one, but this is the one that I've known about for a little bit longer. And it's like a giant mound. So I don't know if it used to be a mine shaft or what, but here's the big hole. The cameras just never seem to do it justice. I estimate that it's roughly 15, maybe 17, 18, 20 feet deep. Probably closer to 15. And when I first found this hole, it was a lot deeper. The sides were a lot steeper, and if you fell into it, you probably would have been in some trouble. I could probably climb my way out of it right now, but I can tell you one thing, I don't want to go down in there. And you can see that there are some animal bones down in there, so some unfortunate cow, I assume, found their way down into this hole, which if a cow got in there, there'd be no way for it to get out. But I estimate that the width of the hole is probably 25, 30 foot across. Maybe one of these times I'll get brave enough and climb down in there to kind of try to give you guys a little bit better perspective. But even on the drone, when I flew it down in there, it just doesn't do it justice. I actually thought I saw a depression with the drone right here. Yes, I did. This one I did not know about, and it's right next to it. Huh. I actually saw this one with the drone. This one's probably 15 feet across and only 10 feet deep. Still a massive sinkhole though. This isn't the one that I knew about. I want to say that it's on the next hillside over, so we're going to head that direction. There's another random sinkhole. And another mound of rocks surrounding a giant sinkhole. This is the second biggest one I've seen so far. I think there's one other big one out there that I came across with the JCB, but I'm not sure where exactly it's at. And I know I'm not going to find it this evening. just by how much pasture out here would have to be walked. But I think it might be a little bit further east. But that's pretty much it for this video. We got all the fences checked. Travis and I did this place in one day, and he had his place checked when Dad and I were hauling manure on that first day that we started doing any hauling. And overall, I mean, checking fences went very, very well. Now it's time for morel season. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out all of our other videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, all How Farms Work. And with that, I'll see you next time.